Let's welcome everyone. So I think the agenda today is that we would like to introduce everyone to the agentic layer in real estate, which is powered by none other than Salesforce Agentforce engine. And first of all, let's move to the next slide. Right. So we would like to start with thanking everyone to, to being here and being part of this webinar. You've taken out time from your busy schedule and being part of this. And interestingly, we would like to discuss today how would how would we really add value to it, and this is our core value as well, that we thank our customer even before we're starting anything, because they are our valued customer and our audiences. So thanks a lot everyone for joining in, and we can start with, let's meet the team here. We have about three folks today as the host and the speaker. So Kevin is from the Salesforce solution engineer team. He's the principal solution engineer. Aris Man, who is our CEO and co-founder at Codleo Consulting, is not able to join the call, but I'm there to help you and have all the questions and run you through the entire webinar. I work as a chief operating officer at Codleo Consulting. So Kevin, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah. Hello, everyone. My name is Kevin, and I'm a principal solution engineer specializing in Service Cloud and AI, working with Salesforce. It's been 2.5 years for me over here. And overall, I've helped customer transform their businesses for the last 10 years. So looking forward to interacting with all of you during the webinar today.
Great. Thanks, Kevin. And just my quick introduction. So I've been part of Codleo Consulting for about 2 years now, leading their Salesforce practice and heading deliveries. We've been part of Agentforce implementation, and then since last 1 year, ever since it just got introduced by Salesforce. And I come from about 23 years of experience in product and project background in the ITS industry. So that's pretty much, I'll keep it short and sweet, but we can move to the next slide. Perfect. So let's start and engage with everyone. Let's have the polling first. So let's talk about, how do you guys think that AI powered agents can really help your real estate journey, and there are a few areas, we would try to put in here, we thought might be interesting for you to look at. So where do you think the potential lies, say lead qualification and customer acquisition? Site visit scheduling and follow-ups, and your sales team's productivity, where they sells reminders, summaries, and reporting, helping your customers with payment plan assistance, EMI calculations, customer services like queries, browsers, collaterals, and others. So I would like hosts to post this as a part of this, and let's see what the results are. And while you guys will give you quick 30 minutes to 30 seconds, sorry, to look to give your responses. In the meantime, I think there's a very interesting event coming up, and I'm sure most of you who are part of Salesforce and ecosystem and Salesforce has touched their life would be aware of it. So Dreamforce is coming up, right? And in the Dreamforce, I think I am participating this year. Kevin, are you also going?
So unfortunately, I won't be able to travel this year because of some personal reasons. But I have gone through the agenda builder, and I'm going to binge watch and attend most of the sessions on Salesforce Plus. So what about you? I think you're going to travel this year, right?
Yes, I
Looking
am
forward to
going.
it.
Yes, Kevin, thank you. So I'll be participating. So basically, I think some of the new things that's coming up, and I'm really excited about, is that, I think Mr. Mark Benioff is supposed to do some announcements about new additions to Agentforce, and I think it's very close to everybody's heart right now. The data cloud enhancements and new launches there. So I'm really excited to have a keynote speaker. He'll be a keynote speaker, so I'm really excited to attend his event. Plus, I think on a softer note, Metallica is performing, so that's my second interesting thing that I'm gonna do. Rest, I'm gonna meet a lot of people, do a lot of networking, but yeah, that's what it is. So that's what my agenda would be around. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting this year. Let's see what comes up as a part of it. So yeah, I think with that, about our 30 seconds are over. So can we have the answers?
Yeah,
Oh,
so I think
great.
a lot of folks here think that AI can help transform the sales users experience or the sales reps experience, and they believe that the qualification customer acquisition is the area where AI would be the most helpful uh, contender there.
Yeah, I mean that's a great input, and I think that's really help us even show them our journey today. So we'll stick to it. Thanks a lot, everyone, for your inputs. Let's move to the next one. Yeah, this is poll two. Sorry for the surprises here. We need your more inputs before we go any further. And it's about, I'm sure if Salesforce has touched your life, in terms of any sales cloud, service cloud, marketing cloud, anywhere, in the real estate business today, we would like to say which use case it best represents for real estate industry. And it's, I think, more so it is important for us and for other people who are there, who might be thinking of being on coming on Salesforce, or who might have, thought about it at some point in time, see what is the value that Salesforce can bring to them. And you are the industry leaders, you've been using it. So your inputs would be great here. So I would like host to post this as well as a poll. And let's give another 30-second pause. I'm sorry, there's a lot of pauses happening here, but we'll try and keep it quicker and faster.
Yeah. So Arun, I would like to congratulate you. I know that recently there was this event in Bangalore where you won an award for one of the best partners who we have today who have been implementing Agentforce. So how does it feel?
Oh, that's a great feeling. Trust me, awarded by the person herself. Ma'am has awarded us. I'm not even taking her name. So it was a really proud moment. We were not aware of it. And it is the best customer success award, as well as, we are one of the partners who implemented Agentforce in India as a entire project. So and that has been talked about as well in one of the events, and we've shown the entire journey to the ecosystem, and they were really happy with it. So yeah, it was really proud moment, and I think now it's all the more a responsibility to stick to it and and deliver even better. So yeah, that's what I'm targeting next, because once you've raised the bar, you really have to stick to it. You can't just come down from there.
Yes.
Perfect. So 30 minutes gone, 30 seconds gone again. Sorry, I'm sticking to minutes. Uh, I think we can have the results. Oh, great. So again, CRM sales and CRM management lead tracking opportunities is one of the best bit, and marketing cloud and campaign management is the second best. Rest, I think, but it's for the fraternity which is here that, I think sales, where you have sales cloud and marketing cloud is one thing that you can always think about if you're in the real estate, and it is coming not from us, it's coming from your peers from the industry itself. And that's a great input to have. So thank you, everyone. Without further ado, I'll give it to you, Kevin, to start the today's journey.
Yeah, thanks, Arun. So, before we start the demo and presentation today, I would just like to gently remind you that during our this course of this webinar, we might talk about certain features which are upcoming in our solutions. And Salesforce is a publicly traded company, so we request you to make your purchasing decisions based on the information which is available today on all the public platforms. Now, India's real estate market is expected to grow to $1 trillion by 2030. And this is where the government has now recognized that this is a serious growth that they've seen. And that is where they're tightening the screws and changing the regulation policies. So recently, we've seen that there are a lot of changes which have been made to RERA, and there are a lot of complex compliance requirements which developers now have to fulfill to ensure that they comply with all the government rules and guidelines. And now, if we look at the current consumer market, uh, there are three segments that we can divide into, right? And we are dealing with three different generations. So the baby boomers, now baby boomers typically have already purchased a couple of properties, and now they're looking at making further investments for their next generation. And if we look at this particular generation, tech was introduced very late in their lives. So they're not very comfortable talking to a bot. They would rather prefer a human than interacting with technology. And this generation is now slowly moving towards becoming a silent generation. Then we have the millennials. Now, for most of you, millennials is the target generation because most of the millennials now are settled in their jobs, in their careers, have made some savings, and now they're looking at either purchasing their first property or making further investments and growing their portfolio. This generation was introduced to technology pretty early in their life. So, for most of them, they started using the internet when they were in school or in their early college years. So, if you look at millennials, they are comfortable with technology. So for certain types of requests, they would like to just go ahead and self-help and use digital channels. But however, they are still comfortable dealing with humans as well. And for certain type of requirements, they would still reach out to humans. And then we have the Gen Z. Now, Gen Zs are not for most of you, they're not the target audience as of now, but they've started working. So in a few years, you will see that Gen Zs will start investing in properties. And even today, while they are not actively making investments, but a lot of commercial property decisions and even in the personal space, Gen Zs are influencing it. And this is the first generation which has been born with technology. So they are more comfortable talking to an AI agent as compared to a human. And that's where we see that by 2026, around 15.4 million households will have adopted some form of smart home features. Now, while real estate, when we look at the sales aspect of it, it is high touch. But a recent report by one of the leading consulting firms have confirmed that uh, while eventually they would reach out to a human to make a decision and they would want to see the property, but the buying journey starts very early. That starts from and that starts from the internet itself. So they would go to a lot of websites, or it could be like the aggregator websites where there are a lot of property listings, or they would go to blogs, they would go to public forums and go through those discussions. And based on that, they would start forming their opinions about where they want to buy the property, how much they want to invest, what are the amenities they're looking for, and so forth and so on. So when you're reaching out to these customers, there is a very high possibility that they have already formed an opinion about you and your business.
Kevin, just on Gen Z stuff, I think, while we could see that this is 2025 ending, by 2030, I guess there'll be, if not a lot, there'll be few investors coming in market for sure. Because, they are demanding, but they're earning well too. And that pie is gonna get bigger by the day. So I guess, it is all the more imperative for us now to focus on that generation and be ready to serve them.
Yes, yes, I agree, Arun.
Perfect.
And when we look at real estate, right, for most of the consumers, this is going to be the largest investment that they are going to make in their lifetime. So they are cautious when it comes to spending. They would take enough time to do their research and be slow in terms of taking their decisions. And because of the rise of quick market and quick commerce and e-commerce, the customers' expectations are changing even from real estate players. So now they want to engage with you and get answers through a channel that they love to engage with in a place and time which is convenient to them. And when they look at those answers, they want those answers to be accurate, and they want full transparency so that they can get as much as information as possible to then make their decisions. Now, for most of the real estate players and businesses, achieving this is humanly impossible. And that's where around 45% of the real estate players today in the market have either already explored AI, or they are in the journey of implementing AI in their customer buying and their entire customer journey process. Next slide, please. Now, when we talk to the customers like yourselves, what we realize is that when we start our discovery process, we realize that in most of the cases, this customer journey is fragmented. And this is because you're using a lot of tools which are either legacy, or there are multiple systems which are interacting with your customers. So now the data is trapped in those systems. And a lot of times, these systems don't talk to each other, so you don't have a unified view of a customer where you can find all the information. To run AI, this is very important. So that is where we start our journey by next, please. Yeah, that is where we first talk about getting all of this in one place, right? So having a single platform for all the interactions that your customers would have with your agents, so that now you have a golden profile of the customers, and then we could enable AI to run on these data points and then serve your customers and give a personalized experience to them. And this is where I would like to introduce Agent Force. And be mindful that Agent Force is not a chatbot. It is an AI autonomous agent which has the ability to understand what the customers are saying, and with the help of the reasoning engine, it would then go ahead and plan the entire execution process, and then eventually call the actions. And those actions could be updating a third party system, it could be updating the Salesforce records, it could be sending emails, or so forth and so forth and so on. And it works seamlessly with humans. So wherever Agent Force identifies that this is where now I need a human RM to close the deal, or maybe if it's a angry customer, then I need to transfer it to a human immediately. It will hand over seamlessly, and it will first give the context of the conversation. It will give the entire dump to the human so that they are able to then handle these conversations with the customers better and give them a consumer grade experience. Now, this Agentforce platform is built on the Einstein trust layer. Next slide, please.
Even just one thing here, and I think it's a very pertinent question that we have been getting asked, when we meet any customer. How is that you're different from a chatbot? And then there lies a very, very important demarcation between the two. One works as a guided in a guided method. The other one comes as a natural, in a natural way, although it is supported by data. But I guess it gets trained over the time with the data input itself and make it better each time, rather than just showing the same responses in the same fashion how it's fed. So do you want to like to say something about that?
Yes, Arun. So I will be covering that in the next few slides.
Oh, great. Okay.
All right. So the Einstein trust layer, right? So I would like to talk about my recent experience with one of the e-commerce players, where just to play around, right? I was talking to the agent which was placed on their website, and I asked that question that I am a follower of Mother Teresa and I'm planning to buy a new car, but I think she would have not liked it. So what are your views on it? So it responded and told me that yes, you're correct, because Mother Teresa was a philanthropist. and she dedicated her entire life in helping poor people. Car is an indication of rich people, and car also causes pollution. So she would have not liked if you had bought a car. Now there are two issues with this. Number one, this particular agent was not supposed to respond to any queries around cars because that e-commerce player did not sell cars. The second one was that it made up an answer. So there is no evidence of Mother Teresa hating cars or discouraging their followers from using cars. There was another incident where one of the customers of a leading airlines in the US went to their website, started talking to their agent, and he was just he had just recently become a dad. So he told the agent that I want to visit my kid and the mother. Is there any policy? Now we all know, right, that there wouldn't be any policy for customers with any of these airline providers, but this particular agent has had access to the internal documents as well, and that is where it went ahead and gave a response saying that yes, you can travel to this to your location and just submit the bills, and it will be reimbursed to you. Now when he filled the reimbursement form, that is where of course the claim got rejected, and eventually it went into litigation. Now the court gave the decision in the favor of the customer because it identified the agent as an authoritative source, and because it had made a commitment to the customer, the organization had to abide by it. So this is where trust layer comes into picture. So the first thing is that when we send this prompt to the LLM, it is enriched and grounded on your data, which means that this agent is not going to respond to questions around Mother Teresa, or even if it's an harmful query like what is 2 plus 2, because you don't want your customers to come on your website and solve their math problems. Now, once this information or this prompt is enriched with your data, it would then look into the entire information and scrape and mask all the publicly all the personal identifiable information, that's a PII data. So things like the name of the customer or their credit card number and address and so forth, so forth and so on, all of that will be masked before sending it to the LLM. Now, while you can go ahead and use the standard out of the box LLM integration that we have and leverage the contracts that we have signed with these providers, which ensures that none of your data will be stored in any of these LLM models, and it will be used for their uh, model training purposes. You also have the option to bring your own LLM. Now, in a scenario where, let's say, your organization has already signed a enterprise level contract with one of the providers, or you want to go with an SLM which is specific to real estate industry, which is working out better, faster, and cheaper for you, you also have the option to select that. Now, once the information comes back to Salesforce, this is where we use our uh, algorithms to then identify if there is any toxic information or if there is any biasness in that particular result which the LLM has sent to us. And once it is confident that this can be shared with the customer, it would first save all of this information in audit trail for future references, and then eventually go ahead and respond back to the customer. Next slide, please. And you need to think of this AI autonomous agent as a digital twin of your sales rep or your service rep or your marketing team or your procurement team. And like a human, you would just train that human with all the knowledge references, all your SOPs, and then expect them to respond on phone calls, on WhatsApp, on email, or on any other channel without any training. Similarly, this particular agent can be deployed on any channel. So you can deploy it on your website today, you can deploy it on your mobile app, you can deploy this same agent on email, and going forward, you will very soon you will also be able to deploy this agent on voice. So now whenever there are changes because of RERA, or you're making a new product launch, you just have to make that change in one place, and then it will start reflecting in all the channels. Next slide. It is very evident from the responses that we've seen from court of laws and also from the customers that they are very unforgiving when it comes to AI responses. In fact, there's a popular saying to err is human, but there's no saying like that for AI, right? So it is expected to always give accurate responses. When you hire somebody in a customer facing role, we are all aware of the onboarding journeys, and they are very well defined, right? So there would be a rigorous interview process. Then you would do a background check on those users, on those potential hires. Once all of that is done, after onboarding, they will go through trainings. Then you will test them. Either you would have some tests, or you would ask them to do some certifications. And once you're confident that they have learned about your business and the work that they are going to do, you would then uh, allow them to shadow somebody who has been in the system for a long time. And after that, you would allow them to start talking to your customers and interface with them directly. But even after that, there are balances and checks and mechanisms where this particular employee would still be, there would be a supervisor or a manager, or there would be feedback which is coming from the customers being fed back to this employee. And of course, the employee would then go ahead and upskill and reskill themselves to stay relevant and to help the customers better. While we have this process set up for a human, but when we talk about the digital workers who are going to become the front line of your teams, of your departments, most of the organizations fail to have a process. And that is where Salesforce has built the entire agent lifecycle management, which will ensure that these digital workers, they work efficiently and give the right outcome to the business and to your customers. So it's all starts with creating the agent. Now, when we talk, next slide, please. So when we talk to a lot of customers like yourselves, businesses, they always come back and say that, my IT team and my partners, we have given them a lot of complex challenges and they're busy with that. Now, there are some few changes which are very important to business, which we think we could have done by ourselves, but we're not able to do because either we don't have access to those systems, or they're too complicated for us to make those changes. Going forward, you won't have that complaint, because the agent builder for Agent Force is built on the low code, no code principles. And like how you would onboard a human employee, you would do that with your agent as well. So it starts with topics which are jobs to be done. And for each and every job that the employee needs to do, you would give them a set of instructions. Similarly, in Agent Force, you would give these instructions in English and in natural language, which this agent will be able to comprehend and then take the necessary actions. Now, these actions can be talking to a third party system, updating some Salesforce records, sending emails, and so forth and so on. And these actions can be built with the help of low code, no code principles uh, the flow builder, prompt builder, and so forth and so on. Next slide, please. Now, once you've created this agent, you would want to test it out, because the good part and the bad part about LLMs is that the responses are non-deterministic, which means that when two people are giving the same prompt, they might get slightly different responses from the LLM, and this is what makes it more human. So you don't want to take away that capability, but at the same time, you need to ensure that whatever this AI agent is responding with is in line with your SOPs, is in line with your guidelines, which are set by your marketing teams and your sales and your service teams. So that is where this testing center will let you test thousands of use cases on this particular agent, and tell you that which of these jobs or which of these instructions are confusing for the agent, and you need to make changes there. So once you've identified that and once you fix those problems, you would then want to test it out and deploy it on your sandbox and production environments. While you're doing it for the first time, it is simple, right? Because your customers are not using it, there is no impact to business as such. But when you're making incremental changes to this particular AI agent and enriching it with more topics, or you're training it with, let's say, there's a new site which you've launched, or if there's any change in the RERA guidelines and you want to make some changes there, um, that is the time it gets complex, because you don't want to disrupt the conversations with this AI agent is already having with your customers over telephone or over WhatsApp or over SMS or over email or any other channels for that matter. But at the same time, uh, you also want to add new features and new capabilities and give new job definitions to them. That is where Salesforce will help you with the deployment. With a few clicks of buttons, you would be able to deploy these new changes to your AI agents without impacting the old ones and without impacting the conversations which your customers are already having. And now, once you've done this, the last part is to monitor these agents. Next slide, please. So this is where you would want to then the first thing is, right, that as a business you would have questions around what kind of interactions my agent is having with the customers. What should I add new capabilities to this agent to help them self-serve better? What are the areas where I'm getting negative feedback for this particular agent? How many conversations have been transferred from human to from AI agent to a human? How is my overall rack doing, right? And so forth and so on. So you'll have a lot of questions, and all of these will be answered with the observability dashboards that you have over there. And this is how you would be able to then get feedback and keep on improving, adding more topics, adding more jobs, or adding more actions to your current agent. So with this framework, you would be able to successfully implement and onboard a digital AI autonomous agent, and also keep on improving it so that your uh, your customers can get more value out of it, because transformation is not a destination, it's a journey. So, no, Arun, I know that you have done a lot of implementations around Agent Force, and you've spoken to a lot of uh, businesses in the real estate and the retail domain. So, just give us more information on how your experience has been so far and how Codleo has helped other customers.
Sure, sure. Thanks, Kevin. So I guess, we have few questions flowing at the same time, but yeah, see, we need to really, understand where, first of all, the customer use cases. So I think it's a very overwhelming, platform, and everybody wants to do everything. So when you go out there, people want to do 200 things via an AI, but that's not the way forward. I think one thing which I always suggest is that let's just have the relevant use cases. So if your problem is 100%, let's just take it to let's brought that 4 5 things together, which is causing the picking the bigger pie, and take those use cases and get your life simpler. So in implementing all of this, we really have to see where the data exists. So identify the use cases, see how the data exists. If it is in Salesforce, great. If it is not in Salesforce, which system does it exist? If there are third-party CRMs they want to implement us on, then there are ways of doing that. There are APIs available. With the systems that we need to integrate it with Salesforce, where data needs to come from. If there are any to agent conversations that we need to build, or if there are any MCP servers that we need to set up. So we look at all of those aspects, when we discuss that with client. Try to bring the problem which is actually causing them the most pain and get rid of them. Rest of the use cases we take as it comes. So no, that's how I think the journey could be planned, and I'll keep it really short and simple, but I'm happy to take questions here as well. So from here on, I think one of the things that we want to talk about is the Salesforce journey so far, and which is very, very interesting. So, in 2000, the first thing that Salesforce launched is the Sales Cloud, which has a lead management and sales life cycle, and which has powered real estate a lot ever since that has been launched. They understood the problem of the market, that sales and leads are supposed to be optimized in the way it has been used. And once this is achieved in 2009, once they became the leader in the market, said what is next? That is like Service Cloud. How to serve these customers, how to bring them back, how to keep them stick to one company. I mean, they might have bought flat today or property today with with me today as a builder, but I do multiple projects. Do they have potential to invest further? So then comes the Service Cloud. Post that, to engage these customers comes the Marketing Cloud in 2013. So, and where we keep them engaged, where we keep them informed about our new policy and as a new projects coming in, etc. And in nurturing those leads as well via the marketing automation effort, which is again a lot of automation happening during that time. Then there is this MuleSoft layer that we've added, which is very, very important. I think one question that happened that was asked in the forum is about that, how to integrate the systems, right? So I think MuleSoft is one thing which serves as a middle layer to integrate any CRMs with Salesforce. So bringing the data here is it becomes simpler, and we have done that. You name the system like a SAP or an Oracle or what have you in the market. MuleSoft serves a very strong platform to connect two systems together and bring the database in one system, which can be your source of truth. And once you have data and all of these services and customers in your control, comes the Tableau, which gives you analytics, so that you can make really informed decisions about your pipeline, about your services, how are your tats going, how's your customer service being doing, what are your service levels, etc., and how to improve them. So a lot of visibility to the management from that. And then they added, like I said, MuleSoft does the data integration, which is in an organized format, but there are unorganized data structures as well. So we introduced Data Cloud in 2023 to bring all of that data in Data Cloud, use it in a proper function to feed it to the systems and make it valuable to the end users. And once we have all of this together, it has come the agent force in, because we have data, we have organized, unorganized data, we have system, we have customers, we have analytics on the system. Now, how to leverage that is something we introduced agent force back in 2024, and that's the journey so far, which has been interesting. So let's go to the next one and see what does it mean for our home buyers. How the AI will or has been changing journey for our home buyers, which is very, very interesting. So first is our awareness. Like I said, there are on the website, we have a lot of information available, which is overwhelming our customers or our prospects. When I go to any of the websites, what happens is I look at multiple properties. I end up getting confused because I have to click on every property and see what is this offering me and how's that it has been used, and it is fitting into my needs. So with AI, with a virtual assistant, with an AI being introduced there, a lot of this can be done. They can narrow my searches that, okay, these two properties are relevant to what amenities, what kind of, property type you're looking at, what is the information that you want, right? So what is the location, and from today onwards, if this is a guided location, let's suppose, what location today are doing better versus, which is livable versus what is upcoming, what are the investment insights for next 5 years. For example, X area is offering today is the best place to stay, but 5 years later there's an investment opportunity which gives you that, you invest in this might give you 5x returns. All of this can very well be coming in the plate using the AI. Then the recommendation and smart comparison. So there are a lot of these, comparison website that could be integrated, and we can actually be, opening the internet to get that information about the recommendation that the home buyers can make and compare the property from ours versus the others. So that's something we can do, which is consideration. And post that customer, the acquisition is where, it becomes very difficult. The whole of the paperwork, it is very cumbersome. The financing options that customer has, we can very well bring that through, agent force today in the system, that these are the offers available, these are the financing bank who are financing it at X percentage of amount, and a lot of this documentation can also be handed over via these systems to the customers. Then comes the post customer service, which is pretty much our lifeline, where the customers are getting support, maintenance, post sales services. So their EMIs, their tracking, they need support, etc. And post this comes the loyalty, which is about building communities, referrals. Like I mentioned, today MyGate is a very big community of within the smaller units of societies that a lot of people are leveraging. But we can similarly build certain systems over Salesforce and leverage that via AI and keep people informed, let them have more sales. So that's pretty much about the home journey. And like I said, it is not just about home buyer's journey, it's about the journey that you where your marketing team, your sales team, your service team, the entire management gets involved, and they're leveraging it, they can leverage it day in, day out. So there's a lot of value that it brings on the table. Okay. Right. So I'll quickly touch, what is about Codleo here. So, Codleo has been a Salesforce partner since 2019. We are 6+ years of experience in Salesforce, and our DNA is Salesforce. Our founder has been living Salesforce since, and he's having about 25 years of experience just in Salesforce itself. That's the reason I think our company is all about having had that stronger DNA in Salesforce. We have about 150 plus, mature practice about people who are working, and supporting our customers. Out of that, only 81 plus people are technical team, with tech leads, architects, supporting our customers in the manage support projects, staffing augmentation, what have you. And we have about 180 plus happy customer base so far, which is a regular customer keeps coming back to us with new projects, new requirements, and whatnot. About 275 plus engagements. And our team consists of about 18 solution architects. So they offer us a lot of support in terms of building the architecture, and it's very, very important because I'm referring to dedicated COE team, which is 100%. So these architect frames a part of COE team, and so is myself and a few folks at the top who are center of excellence. So whenever a project comes in, we look at all the aspects of the project, think from the business perspective, try to seep into the business and understand how we can really leverage it, how we can leverage our best practices from the industry, and how we can learn from them and bring it together, marry it, so that we can give them better system. We know how to build the system, but how to build the system as per client use, something our solution architect and our COE team does. We have about 500 plus certifications, and our CSAT says it a lot. Like Kevin just mentioned, we got a customer success award, and that is one of the criteria. We have about 4.9 plus CSAT score across. Our product stack is all about, Salesforce. We have Agentforce, Service Cloud, Sales Cloud, Tableau, Slack, then CPQ, then MuleSoft, and everything, all in all, Einstein and Marketing Cloud. So all in all is all about Salesforce. We live and breathe Salesforce, day in, day out. The presence that we talk about, we have a presence in India. We have two delivery centers based out of Delhi and Noida. Then we have our sales team across in Bangalore and Mumbai. And then we have our sales team in USA, UAE, Australia, and Europe, and Dubai also. So we kind of have a sales team across the globe while our delivery center stays in India, Delhi. For the partnerships, we are a summit partner for Salesforce. Our 1% revenues are pledged for foundations, and for that. We are a CMMI 3 level partnership there as well. And we are an app exchange partner for Salesforce with ISO certifications moving across. The core capabilities and competencies, if I talk about, is accelerators and plugins. So we have multiple accelerators that we leverage to do our client implementations and give them, I mean, cover up. So every client comes with a very small time frame that they have in order to implement anything, and these accelerators really help us do the work. So we do that. Then advisory and consultancy, like our COE team does all the advisory and consultancy work that comes as a part of our core competencies as well, where we consult each client, where we advise them on the best practices that could be implemented on Salesforce through our experience that we carry. And these integrations and migrations, so like I mentioned, we have done a lot of integrations. You talk about Oracle, you talk about SAP, you talk about SharePoint. We have done that all. So we've done a lot of migrations and integrations on all of these platforms. And then comes a very little part of our practice, which is product development on Mean Stack, which is all about it. And very interesting, we have this global help desk which runs 24 by 7. It is a dedicated team who works on this from L1 to L5 support, depending upon client engagement. So we support them on the support hours, however it's built and the windows that we work for them. There's an omni channel that we do, so they can reach out to us by an email, chat, video calls, what have you. And then there's a dedicated incident management tool where they can log their complaints, they can track their cases, their requests, their change requests, and we to deliver them day in day out this support. So interesting, and that are the plethora of our services, our certifications, and our team stack that we have. Right. So interestingly, next part is about demo, and we don't have much time left, so we'll try to wrap it real quick. So let's just share the demo. And we'll run it through. So basically, we'll pick up a few use cases here, which will show that how your sales team can really leverage Agentforce, and your customers can get a better experience when they come on your website. So I'll keep it to that. So I'll request the host to share that screen right away. So before this start, I can talk about the use cases till the screen comes up. So the one use case and persona that we picked up is about your customers. So when they come on your website, like even through marketing campaigns and other sources, hoardings that we have, one of the biggest problem that they're supposed to have is that how to make a choice when it comes to the property that they need, and at the same time, how is that your sales team can actually can get those leads, and if they and get it pre-qualified. So we covered that up from a perspective. Then they can actually book those appointments with the respective sales folks and work on it. Also, how your salespeople can leverage the AI capabilities when it comes to their prospects or opportunities and all of that. And here we are. Hi. So since we have discussed about the usability of Agentforce in real estate industry, it is imperative that we look at how is it visibly helping it and doing the work. So we've tried to cover two personas today. One is your customer, how they're coming on the website and making an informed decision, and your sales team, how is that they're informed and how is that it is taking care of their problems, their administration work, and helping them just focus on their pitches, which is more important. So from that perspective, we'll start with the demo here, and I'm going to share my screen quickly with you. So this is one of the websites that we have. So if you see, it is an indicative website for a real estate firm, and you have so much of overwhelming information about the projects that's there. So as a customer, when I come on any of such website, I get really confused at which property really needs my need. I mean, which meets my need and how can I go about it? So what Agentforce can do it can help you make an informed decision. And we have this free key running at the side, and I'm going to use it and show you how it really helps me in capturing the information, in making decision, and in helping me meet my preferences. So I say, hi, Ricky. I want to buy a property. Now, Ricky has asked me a few questions about my locality, which locality I'm interested in, the budget, and the type of property. So I say, like, INA market is where I want to buy a property. My budget is about, say, 60 lakhs, and it's 2 BHK. When I say that, now what will Ricky do is it'll capture my information first, because in order to ensure that my sales team get this information, because it's a very relevant details that I've given to the AI for me to fetch those information from the entire database. And if in case I just leave the website right now, so that at a later stage they can get in touch with this individual and give him the and do the sales. So I give my email address, my name, and my phone number. When I do that, it'll look for the entire database where the data exists, where how much which all properties are relevant to my needs. And it could see it didn't buy it couldn't really fetch anything. So I would say yes, let me know how it. So it's saying that did nothing in my budget. So I say, can you suggest me something? And when I did that, it'll give me a few options. Look, it has given me a list of properties that are on the website which I can pick from. So now I've picked Sunset price in the price range of 73 lakhs, which is typically my range, and it's a 2 BHK. Let me select this. When I selected it, so even before I go any further, I'm going to show you how it's going to help your sales team here. When I go here on my Salesforce as a salesperson, I refresh my screen. And when I refresh the screen, you can see Arun Sharma as a lead is created. It has captured my information, right? And it is assigned to me. I'm the salesperson whose name is Siddesh, and I'm interested in Sunset project. So it has captured all the information that I've given to the agent force. Now it's giving me the information related to this, where it says the price is 70 lakh, it's a 2 BHK, the square feet, the amenities attached, modular kitchen, gymnasium, celebration hall, and the payment plan, like 15%, 30%. So it is even asking me that if the payment plan can also be customized to suit your needs, which I can really do. But now what I want to do is, since I'm interested in this property, I want to meet the salesperson. So I say I want to visit the website, visit the site. Right. So in order to that, it is again confirming my details so that I've given the right detail and there's no error in that. I'm gonna give the information here. I'm gonna ask further details as well for the confirmation purposes, I guess. Okay, so it's giving me a slot which works for me. So I say okay. So it's saying that there is a available on 8 for 4 to 5 p.m. Okay, I say this one works for me the best. I click on it and it's finding the salesperson who's where the lead is associated, where the lease is assigned. And now it's actually booked this calendar for 8th. If you see, I go here. So it has created an account for me. See, Arun has been created here. And if I open this, this is again assigned to Siddesh because Siddesh is the salesperson. That's my phone number. And if I go to my sales, there's an opportunity being created, which visit the visit the site, Sunset site. And there's an email which is generated as well. If you see here, I've got an email from Siddesh saying that, you've been booked for 4 p.m. on 10th. So that simple it is. I didn't really have to do anything as a salesperson. AI has done everything for me and it has been helping me do the work. Now, since I've booked everything as a customer, my journey is over. But when I go here as a salesperson and go to I want to see that what's happening with my sales. Let's suppose one fine day I get up and say, okay, I'm not sure what are the opportunities I'm supposed to work on. I can just simply go here and ask them, hi, can you tell me my top 5 opportunities? So it's going to look at the data and see what are my top 5 opportunities here. See, it has given me top five opportunity based on the amount. So Villa to Puja is about 80 lakhs. So which is a close date and it is in discovery stage. Then there's a 2 BHK for Prem Sharma, 70 lakhs. Then comes the visit site for Sunset, which is discovery mode, and I can view more as well. It gives three options at a time. But now let's suppose I want to close that this villa for Puja is already sold, and I say, okay, close the opportunity for villa for Puja. So it's asking me, is it close one? And I say, yes, I want to confirm, or also I can just go to the record from here only and do the edit and changes. But since I just want to confirm it here and say I won this opportunity and it's closed one, I confirmed it here. Now, if you see, this opportunity is closed, and if I look at this opportunity from here, see, it is in the closed stage now. So I don't have to do anything. I didn't really go to any of the screens. Simply from here, I did my work. So this is that easy. Now I say I want to send a thank you email to Pooja. So it's drafting an email. And again, so it has given the entire context that thank you for your collaboration and about the buying. And simply at a click of a button, which is just generating, I say send email. The context came here, all the text, and I can just at a click of button send the email to Pooja. If the email is not valid, it'll give you a valid error as well, but I can edit this and send it to Pooja right here. So you see that how simple it is. And there are multiple things that your sales team can do with this engine here in terms of drafting an email, rescheduling anything, looking at my opportunities, what are the next steps that I'm supposed to do, even summarizing my opportunities. I can summarize my opportunities. Let's do that. So this is a summary of my search, and I say, okay, show detail of my top opportunities. It's going to do that as well. What are my top opportunities today, and what are the details about it? See, it's given me all the top opportunities. See, and with the stages, which source it is, who's the owner, which is me, and that's what it is. See, so simple. I don't really have to hover around the entire CRM to look at everything, and I can simply do the work. So I showed you a few use cases here, which can really make life simpler for your end users, your customers, given making them do take informed decisions, helping them narrow down their searches on the properties that they have, because there's so much of overwhelming information on the website that we have about the properties. And at the same time, helping your sales team getting the leads from the website, working on their opportunities, sending emails, sending reminders, and booking their calendars as well. So that's about it. So thank you very much. Free to ask. We can do a Q&A now. Right, here comes the poll three. In the meantime, while you send your questions on the screen, we'll keep taking it up. So I'll take this one. What role does Agentforce play in managing inquiries from multiple channels, email, WhatsApp, portal chats in real estate customer service? So it can get, like I showed you, it can get the inquiries, it can give it to your sales team, enable them to work on it even before they want to. So first thing that they do is when they get these inquiries, they do a base level of filtration in terms of the requirements. They actually pre-qualify them. That's the word, and Agent Force can simply do that for them. Give them at least first level filtered leads, and even for that matter, somebody books a visit or schedule a meeting with them, they can even show that. So I hope I answered your question. And this poll in the meantime, in what ways can Salesforce plus Agent Force benefit your real estate? So yeah, here are the answers. As sales and CRM management lead to deal looks like the top win all the time. Great. So if you have any questions, any more questions around the room, please feel free to post. Have another 2 minutes before we wrap up. Okay, that's a good one. Can we negotiate a bit when purchasing the property? Yes, we certainly can. There would be ways and means, then that system can perform this. What kind of discount offers are available for respective properties, and an agent force can really help that cause. You don't really have to, I mean, you know the margins, you can train the agent force to work on this accordingly and have the negotiation built in. And Kevin is typing as well. Kevin, you feel free to please add.
No, you've covered it, Arun. So thanks.
More questions? Okay. There are certain questions which aren't answered by Kevin already. I think apart from that, if there are any, please feel free to post. We'll have the session on for 1 minute and we can extend if there are more questions, but else we can end it at 5:10. Perfect. I think it's time to thank you everyone for being patient with us, hearing us out. There's a lot of information. If you have anything that comes in your mind, feel free to reach out to our teams and they will be more than happy to help you. Kevin, any words for them?
No, I just want to thank everyone for being patient with us and staying throughout the webinar. So hope you found it useful and hope to get in touch with all of you and interacting with you to understand your journey soon. Thank you.
Perfect. Thanks a lot, everyone. Wish you all a great day.